Gates Adams here on behalf of Apex Trader Funding, and I am here back again with Fasil. Sil, man, it's great to see you again. We have had some opportunities to I guess really kind of get to know each other over the last few months as we've done a few of these, and we had you on as a guest on the Trader Bacon show, which was a lot of fun as well, and I really appreciate your time on that. But we've got some pretty exciting things happening, and instead of doing the same old interview that we've been doing over and over again, I think we want to kind of take it in a different direction this time, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've had a lot of success, a lot of good payouts recently, and just scaling up. And so I want to talk about my process a little bit and some of the mindset things, which I think are really vital.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, talk to us a little bit about what led you here. So what's been going on, let's say the last 60 days, because I know you and I have been talking a fair amount during that period of time.
Yeah, so I initially our first interview, my first payout was in January, where I took out one 2K withdrawal from a 50K account. And I had been talking to you, and I said, oh, in a few weeks I'm going to have 8 50K accounts, and that did not happen until July. So it took a little bit longer than I thought it would. And what happened was I was just trying to get a strategy that was consistent. And I did that in April, where I had two 25K accounts, and I just found these small moves, like momentum based moves, where I'd wait for the price to start trending, get a pullback towards the 20 SMA on the 2-minute chart, and then just get in and out aggressively profit taking. And by doing that over two 25K accounts, I was able to generate between $100 and $300 per day. And then once I got to scale and was able to add like a bunch of 50K accounts, those same trades are now giving me $2,000, $3,000, $6,000 per day.
Wow.
So it's a big difference.
That
but it's the
that's
same trades, which is the coolest part.
that's a big shift in your world, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'm a teacher. I make about 70K per year. So over the last three payouts, from Apex, I've taken out $30,000. So it's about almost 6 months salary after taxes, a little bit more than that. So yeah, it's life changing for sure, and I only see it continuing. I think once you figure this thing out and you can scale, I think there's a potential for P&L to become exponential.
Now, I noticed we've got a little bit of a different background than you had the last couple of times we've spoken.
Yeah, I think our other interviews were at school. I was at work. I took a sick day today, so.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't know if we had basically reformatted the whole home office or what, but that's awesome. Well, so what is it that basically that you've been doing and that you want to share with basically anybody who gets the opportunity to see this video in expressing basically what it's taken to get you here now into this place where you're starting to see this major life shift with just a few tweaks?
Yeah, I think mindset is like so important. If you look on YouTube, the videos that get the most views in regards to trading is all strategy based things. And then there are some videos about mindset and psychology that they don't get as many views, but really I think it's more important. It's paramount. And I think any strategy that has rules with good risk management and psychology can be successful. So it's just an issue of like, do you have the discipline to follow those rules? And we talked a little bit in one of our previous interviews about having discipline outside the charts in your personal life and how that can affect the choices you make in the charts. Like, are you accountable to yourself? Like, if you tell yourself, I'm going to work out every day this week, and then do you do it, or do you let yourself down? Because if your boss says be at work at 8 o'clock, you're going to do that. So now you're prioritizing someone else's, being accountable to someone else rather than yourself. And I think ultimately your relationship with yourself is the one from which all leverage in your life flows. And if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, then you're going to have issues with trading as far as fear of success. If you make a lot of money, you're going to feel maybe imposter syndrome, and then you're going to find a way to give it all back because you don't really feel you deserve it, or you don't feel like you're worth it, or ultimately you don't feel like, you don't even believe that it's possible that you can sit in front of a computer and make thousands of dollars a day. Like it's a stretch. And I think, like, I was listening to there's a rapper who's from the same part of the world that I am. Nipsey Hussle. He's Eritrean. My family's from Ethiopia.
Oh my, okay, yeah.
They used to be one country until there was a civil war in 1996. But he was actually murdered, I think, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But his mindset was so on point, and he was talking about this idea of making it as a musician, and you have to have like so much belief, like unreasonable belief in yourself. That's almost like a rocket trying to go into space, and you gotta break through the atmosphere. You need escape velocity, and you're fighting against gravity, and that's just like in the world, you're fighting against everyone's expectations and beliefs that they might have of you, and no one is going to believe that you can trade. And when 95% of the stats say 95% of people lose their money, like you're going to be one of the few people who make money doing this. Not only like no one else is going to, you have to believe it, and you got to really be focused. And it's not even personal, it's just physics. Like it's to get out, to bust through, you got to have so much momentum and belief and discipline and focus. So that's what I think is a big part, mindset. And as far as like the trading that I'm doing, like my strategy, I want to show like this thing, right? So I have this idea about trades and sizing. So 1 second. So if you can see what I have here. Okay. All right. All right. So imagine that. 1 second. Okay. Okay. So imagine that these buckets are potential trades, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm here. And so on one account, this would be $100 trade. This one would be 500. This one would be $1,000 per account. Mm-hmm. And if I'm right here, like I can make this, and I can learn to find $100 per account very easily. Right. Now I could probably make 500 sometimes and 1,000 sometimes, but there's a higher chance that I'm going to miss if I'm taking those shots. Right. So what I want to do is I want to find these $100 trades and just keep taking these $100, and I can actually learn to be almost 100%. And over the past 6 months, I've been 82%. Wow. On my P&L. And the thing is, once you can figure out how to do this on one account, $100, $100, you can do 10 accounts. And now this same trade that's so simple and so easy to identify is now, that's $1,000. Right. You know, and you just keep it here in your comfort zone, and you really reduce your risk so much. And that's the whole idea. Like when you want to make more money, you don't necessarily have to like use more contracts in one account, but you add capital, and then you can, even when your capital gets so big, you can actually reduce your risk to as a percentage of total capital. And then now you can make more money easier. Right. And that's like the epiphany that I had. Like, I don't have to go for home runs. You know, I can just do very, very basic things. And, you know, with Apex, you have the potential to get up to 6 million in funding with 300K accounts. And I think that's what Vince had, right? Right. Yeah, that's the max. And imagine you can make multiple millions of dollars per year. He took out $1 million in 1 month, right? Yeah. So the potential is really unlimited. If you can find something where you win more than you lose and you have good risk management, there is unlimited potential here. It's not easy. It's probably like the hardest way to make easy money. Is a quote that I heard that really kind of speaks to me. Well, and that's the thing. It's I think this is one of the most beautiful and one of the most detrimental facets of trading, is that you can take the same trade and you can scale it over multiple accounts, over multiple contracts, and the same effort yields so much more of a benefit. The flip side is, back to the original part of the conversation, the one thing that is the biggest challenge when you're scaling up is the mindset of scaling up. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Emotions, the cortisol, all that stuff. I know a ton of traders, myself included, who have literally had just like they were going solid, consistent, scaled up from, you know, 1 contract to 2 to 3, or whatever the case was, whatever the scale was. And just knowing that momentum was doubled or increased caused a complete meltdown. It wasn't the trades, it wasn't the market, it wasn't the strategy, it was the trader. And yeah, I mean, I can give you 5 examples this year where that was me, you know. So we all go through these
challenges as we make these transitions, as we make this growth. And the best way I think to manage that is getting back to that conversation of mindset. Like you said, I've said many times, any strategy that's well crafted can be successful. The difference is the trader.
Yeah, there's a video actually where a guy is doing a coin flip with a 2-to-1 ratio, and it's profitable. You know, he's just flipping a coin, deciding to go long or short, and then setting up 2-to-1, and it's profitable. So that's kind of crazy that flipping a coin can actually be more profitable than most retail traders.
I would be interested in saying that. That sounds like a good one. But well, that's awesome. So where are we going now? I'm sorry, go ahead.
You want me to share my screen? We can take a look at some charts, maybe.
Let's take a look, man.
Okay, let's do that. Screen share. Oh, host disabled participant screen sharing.
Now, let me see if I can figure out how to advanced screen sharing options. All participants. There we go. I knew there was something in there.
Okay.
How's that?
Here we go. I got it now. Yeah. Okay. Here we are. This is is it on my screen right now? It is, right?
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so this is today's action up to, I think I'll just update it right now. I'm just gonna log in so I can get the current data.
Now, as we're doing this, and because we are going to be posting this online, this is not to be construed as any sort of trading or financial advice. Trade at your own risk. This is simply for informational and entertainment purposes only. Got to get that out of the way, and let's have a look, man.
Okay, so this is today's action, and a lot of the stuff that I do, I have a mentor in this SPY day trading YouTube community. There's a Discord as well, and so this is ES on the 2-minute chart. I mostly trade MES on my funded accounts. This was from some evaluations that I was doing. But if we go ahead and I'm going to mark the open here and the close. Well, I don't think, wait, we did just close, right? So
I haven't looked at the clock. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so there's the open there. And if you look here, we have this initial move down. The news is right here. And I like to plot key levels. Like I don't have too many indicators on my chart. I just have SMAs. I have the 20, the 5, and the 200. This gold line is the 5, the 20 is the blue one, and this thick yellow one is the 200. Okay. And then what I also like to do is plot the previous day's key levels. So this green line here is the low of day from yesterday. This dash green line is the close from yesterday. And then I also have the high of day, but it's way above this action from yesterday. This blue line here is the open. Okay. And one rule I like is to look for shorts below the opening price and longs above. So here we barely peaked above the open and came down. But today we had consumer confidence at 10 a.m. So that's right around this area. I won't trade on days with red folder news at 10 o'clock. But if you look here, we get below yesterday's low of day, and we're holding there before the news. And when the news comes out, we have an initial sweep down, and we come up, and then right here around 10:06, you can see like now we're breaking below this consolidation. And one thing you can do if you want for a profit target on these kind of moves is look at this distance from here to here, and then look for an equidistant move the other way. So like an A to B, B to C type move. Okay. So if you look at this distance from the high of day up to the bottom of this consolidation, then you can just copy that, and then you just put it down here, and then look at that target. It's like you're actually going to overrun it. Right. But that's one thing you can do. Also, so once I get into a trending market like this, I just look for retracements to the 20. So here, I wouldn't have taken this move, but here we break up and then we come down, and you can see a head and shoulders pattern right here. And when we break back under the 20, I did take this today. And I would just aim for at least low of day. So we had some continuation past that, but typically when you have a retracement and the 20 holds, you can expect at least to get to low of day again. And then at this point, something that's really interesting about today is we get this huge bear flag. But I usually am done trading already at this point. But if you go from the pre-market, you can draw like the selling channel. If you look right here, and we put this here. And so in the whole day, we're in this big selling channel. And then in the middle of the day, we have controlled buying, basically, where it's basically just the bulls are building up liquidity so they can continue moving down. So you have this channel, and I'll change the color on that to, let's see here, properties. And this happens a lot when you have like these big candle days. Like today was like a huge red candle. And on days when you have big moves like this, you'll have an initial move, and then you'll have some kind of chop during around the midday, like lunch. And then you will get an equivalent move again, kind of like what I was talking about from the morning session. You'll get that on a bigger time scale. And this actually shows up a lot more clearly on a higher time frame. If we look at, let me go ahead and get this thing out of the way. Okay, so if we look here, you can see, so we're in this is controlled buying. This is not an opportunity to go long, especially because we had this consolidation over here. And you can see we went right into the consolidation. We can't break it. And then when we run into the top of this selling algo, look what happens. And also the way that it's holding the 5 SMA, really, like that's one way to also to judge if the move is still valid. So strong moves will hold the 5. And then look, we get a retracement to the 20, continuation. Retracement to the 20, continuation. You know, all the way into the closes, I think is, so there's a little bit of buying at the end of the day. The close is right here. But so on a trend day, like the trend is your friend. And for me, the 20 SMA is like such a good indicator. It's so valid. I wait for a trending market and then retracements to the 20. And so like when you look at like this move from the morning, like I wouldn't go for that whole part. I would just probably take like 3 candles, you know? Right. I just want a little bit of meat. Like I gotta look at this move like it's a chicken bone, like a leg bone. Like the meat isn't really on the ends, it's just in the middle. And if I want $100 and I have like a 5 micro position, I need $4 of movement on MES. Right. You know, $25 per dollar times 10 accounts, that's $1,000. Yeah. You know, and if I do this one, and then that find this one over here, that $2,000, that's $500,000 per year. You know, if you can do $2,000 per trading day, 252 trading days. Like one thing I really like was thinking about is like just backward map it. Like let's say you want a Tesla, what is that? $650. I think we talked about this last time. $650 a month. You just need about $32 per account per day in a month, and you can pay off. You can pay your lease on a Tesla. $32 on one account, no copying, nothing. So like figure out how much you want to make, and then say like, okay, so how much do I need to make per day? Like what is a reasonable amount you'd like to withdraw per month? And it becomes very reasonable at that point.
It's classic reverse engineering.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting, man. I love to see just the continued success. And clearly you've got a lot of things going on. I know there was a couple of things that you wanted to mention, and I know we got a little tight on time here, but you know, share with us what else you got going on that this has been able to open up for you.
Yeah, so I'm right now I posted my payout. Like there was an issue with deal. Like so September 1st I withdrew 8K, and then September 15th I was approved for 16K. So with the deal thing and switching over to ACH transfers, it actually ended up being like 24K, like hitting my account all at once. Right. And I posted that on the Apex Facebook page, and I had so many people reach out to me asking me if I have a Discord, if I coach, and how much I charge. And like I want to help people for free. Because I believe in karma and this idea of a karmic seed. So the breakdown really in Hindu culture is, if you want something in your life, what you have to do, the first step is find someone else who wants the same thing as you. And I think it's safe to assume that everyone who's on the Apex Facebook page wants to make a lot of money. That's what I want to make from trading. So then what you do is you devote 1 hour per week of your time towards helping that other person get the thing that they want, which is the same thing that you want. And when you do that, that plants the karmic seed in your mind. And then the last step to get that seed to open is just before bed is actually like the 5 minutes before you fall asleep is when you have the most direct access to your subconscious. You think about how it felt, how nice it was to help somebody, and that opens the seed. And then what you are putting out into the world actually comes back multiplied to you. And that's why it's very important to be kind, because if you're putting shit into the world, then you're going to get a lot of shit back. So that's what I want to do. I mean, I'm open. Like, I want to do Zoom calls on the weekend. Feel free. You can reach out to me if you watch this interview. You can comment in the comments, or you can email me, fasil.bazoon@gmail.com. So I'm open to mentoring, free of charge. So if anyone is interested in that, I am here. I think just accountability and just listening is valuable. Like, even if I don't have anything to add to you, just being able to talk to someone about what you're trying to do can be helpful.
I don't know if you guys heard that. Fasil.bazuna@gmail.com, free. So if this is something that you want to learn more about, please take an opportunity to reach out to him. He's a great guy. I've got an opportunity to chat with him on multiple occasions now. We continually communicate. So if this is something that piques your interest, please take full advantage of this offer, because you don't see these very often. That said, as you know, I do need to bolt. This has been so much fun, and we can absolutely do this again if you want to any other time. We can play around with some more of these opportunities and have an opportunity to learn a little bit more as well. So again, man, I thank you so much for your time, and I have no doubt we're going to see more of you on these. And like I said, we don't have to wait till the next contest comes up. Hit me up. We can do another video,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I think I want to put it out into the ether as well, because I have the way I talked about the 8 accounts in January. Like, I can foresee a $30,000 day, $50,000 day possibly, and so maybe once that happens, we can do a breakdown, like a trade by trade breakdown of the day.
I love it.
When I do that.
I love it. Well, congratulations on your continued success. I can't wait to see more of it, and I can't wait till the next time we get to chat, buddy.
Yep. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Fasil.
Aloha.